Welcome, everyone. I'm so grateful to have you here tonight with me. What I'm going to share here tonight has really shifted how I see the body, health, and what's really possible for us. This is not about overwhelming you, it's about opening your awareness. So just be here with curiosity and take what resonates. So in the chat box, you guys that are here with me on Zoom, just pop in the chat box where you're from and let me know. I've got the chat box here on the side. I can see some from Tasmania, from Frankston, a little bit all over the world. That's great. Um, that's fantastic. So welcome. If you're watching on Facebook, then I would love for you to interact in the comments there. That would be awesome. All right. So I just wanted to leave you with this. You don't have to believe everything tonight. You don't have to understand everything, but I want you to be curious because this space, it's really powerful. So I thank you for being here if you're here with me on Zoom or if you're on Facebook. I want to say this first. This is not a sales presentation. I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to share what I've learned and what I've experienced and what I'm now seeing in others. And you, of course, get to take from it whatever resonates with you. So, welcome again. So, guys, recently I actually spent last week in Melbourne and I was doing more advanced bodywork training. And this wasn't just a typical, massage or remedial massage. This was really deep work around something that we call fascia. So fascia, guys, it's like a web, a continuous connective tissue that runs through your entire body. So what it does, it wraps around your muscles, it wraps around your organs, your joints, your nerves, everything. So instead of thinking of the body as separate parts, fascia basically connects everything into one system. And what's really fascinating is that fascia doesn't just hold structure, it basically holds tension, it holds stress, it stores patterns, and it can also hold emotions. So over time, if we've had stress or if we've had injuries or if we've had emotional experiences, the body can literally hold on to that. And this is the fascial system. So when I'm working as a body worker, I'm not just working on the muscles, I'm actually working on an entire network. Releasing areas where things have become tight and stuck and restricted. And what happens is when fascia starts to release, the body just doesn't start to feel physically better. It starts to be more lighter and more open, and it starts to feel more connected. And what also happens is that sometimes there's also emotional shifts. And this is what I started to notice more and more. So this work goes beyond the physical body. And when I then started combining it with frequency, that's when something really, really clicked for me. I wasn't just working on structure anymore. I was actually supporting the body's communication system at the same time. So, you guys that are here, has anyone here ever experienced body work, any massage or any body work, where it felt like something deeper shifted? Not just physically, maybe you felt emotional releases. So if you're watching here on Facebook, just pop it in the comments too. Have you felt that there were huge releases in any other way? You know, because that's what it does. It really, every emotions kind of gets stored all over our body in different places. Really fascinating, isn't it? So let me ask you something honestly. How many of you feel like you're actually doing all the things? You trying to eat right, you're trying to move your body, you are taking supplements, you are doing the best to look after yourself, and yet something really feels off. So maybe you're feeling tired, inflamed, you're feeling really stressed. So you're tired even when even when you have rested and slept, and you feel inflamed even when you are eating well, and you feel stressed even when life isn't that overwhelming. And no doubt that can be really frustrating, right? Because you start to ask yourself the question, what am I doing wrong? What if we've just been looking at the body in a very limited way? For a very long time, we've focused on the body as physical, chemical, and mechanical, and all those things matter, but they're only part of the picture, guys. So people keep adding more supplements, they're trying different diets, they're pushing themselves to do more and more, but they're still not feeling fully balanced because something deeper isn't being supported. And this is where things start to shift, that the body isn't just physical, there's just another layer to it. So can anyone here relate to that? Feeling like you're doing everything right, but something is still not right. I hear it all the time, and I've been there myself also. So sometimes it's not about doing more, it's actually about supporting the body in a different way. So this is where things start to shift a little bit. What if it's not just physical? What if the body is not just made up out of muscles and bones and chemistry? What if it is also electrical, energetic, and frequency based? Because when we think about it, your body already runs on electrical signals. Did you know that your brain communicates through signals and your nervous system actually sends signals? Your heart has its own electrical rhythm. So this isn't something abstract. It's actually happening in your body all the time. So what if the tissue isn't that something is broken? What if it's just out of tune? Just like a radio or a signal, when things are tuned properly, everything flows. But when something is slightly off, even just that little bit, and that could explain why so many people feel a little bit off, even when they're actually doing everything right. So instead of asking, what's wrong with me? I remember asking myself that, when I was in aches and pains and agony, what's wrong with me? Uh, what about if we started to ask instead, how can I support the system? And that was the change for me. How can I support it so it comes back into balance? Does that perspective feel a little bit different to you? I want to say you are not broken. Your body might just need a little bit of support to come back into tune. So this is where things start to become really, really interesting, because your body, it's not just physical, it's actually electrical. So your nervous system, it runs on, as I said before, electrical signals. Your brain communicates through signals, and your heart has its own electrical rhythm, and your cells are continuously communicating. Every single moment, there are messages being sent throughout your whole body. It could be messages that says, contract this muscle, release this tension, digest this food, repair this tissue, calm down, or wake up. So your body is literally like a communication network. And just like any communication system, when the signal is really clear, everything just works really smoothly. And what happens is that we feel, of course, energized, we feel balanced, we feel responsive, we feel we're in that flow state. You all heard of that flow state. But when the signals are disrupted or not communicating clearly, that's when you can start to feel off. You feel slow. You just don't feel right. You feel tense. You feel really disconnected. And it's not always because something is damaged. It can simply be that the communication isn't as clear as it could be. And this is where the understanding that the body is electrical, it starts to open up a whole new way of looking at health, doesn't it? Has anyone here ever heard this before, that the body is electrical? If you have, pop yes in the comments. You know, your body isn't just structure. It's actually it's just conversations happening every second, all the time. Even me just moving here, it's communicating. So when we have the clear signal, um, then it flows. So just think about the body again as a signal, like a phone signal, like Wi-Fi, even radio. When the signal is clear, everything flows. As I said, you feel energized, you feel responsive and all that, and your body responds well, and everything feels so easy, feeling flow state. But when you feel like it's disrupted, even just a little bit, things don't seem to work the same. So you start to feel flat and tired and not quite yourself. And just like when your phone has poor reception, this is interesting, you don't actually throw the phone away, do you? Because you know that the signal is not very strong at the moment, and or it's being interrupted. And this is how I want you to start thinking about your body, not that it's broken, but as something that might just need a little bit of support to bring the signal back into clarity. And that could explain why you could be doing everything, right, but you're still not feeling really balanced. So the question becomes, How do we support the signal? You know, um, we don't actually have to fix the signal. We just need to kind of strengthen it a little bit, and not force it. So, and we can do that through different things. We can do it through movement. We can do it through rest. The breath work is amazing. Connecting with nature is one of my favorite things, the ocean, but also how we think, because how we think affects how we feel. That's also another way we can do it. And also through tools, the tools and that supports the body at a deeper level. And I'm not talking about replacing anything and not taking over, but something that is working with the body in a way that it feels natural and aligned with how it's already functioning. So instead of asking, how do I fix this? We start to ask, how can I support my body so I can come back into balance? And guys, this is where frequency starts to come in. So can I ask you, you can pop in the comments, does that feel like a different way of looking at health? It does, doesn't it? Feel free to pop something in the comments there. So the body doesn't need more force, it just needs the right support. So this is something really simple, but incredibly powerful. We are designed to be connected to the earth itself. Earth itself has natural frequencies. It has a natural rhythm. And for thousands of years, humans were in constant contact with that, walking barefoot, sleeping on the ground, living close to nature. And when we are connected to Earth, something happens, doesn't it? I mean, I feel it every time I'm in nature. Our body starts to calm down. It starts to regulate. It starts to come back into balance. The Earth has electrical properties, and when we make direct contact, our body interacts with that. And it can help to stabilize our internal systems. And most of us have experienced this. Think about it just, when you're at the beach, you're walking barefoot on the sand or in the grass, you're in nature. You feel calmer, don't you? You feel clearer, you feel grounded, you feel more like yourself, don't you? But what's happened today, we have become really disconnected from that because we wear shoes all day long, and usually very big, high, spongy shoes, rubber shoes. We live in buildings, we work in buildings, we're supported by, we're surrounded by technology, Wi-Fi. We are not physically connected to Earth at all. And over time, that disconnection can really affect our system. It can contribute to us feeling really stressed, really overstimulated, just out of balance. So again, we come back to this idea. How do I support the body in this modern world where we're not always connected to what's natural? As you can see here, there's the Wi-Fi tower, the high buildings. There's not that much grass around to walk around in. Um, do you notice a difference in how you feel when you're in nature? Feel free to pop that in the comments. We feel better, don't we? Anyone that's watching me, on my socials know that I belong in nature. I belong near the ocean. I cannot be a day without being by the ocean like I did today in my break. Went down to the ocean and just walked along the beach a little bit. I need that to feel balanced. Um, Sometimes the most powerful healing is as simple as this, and that is to reconnect to what's actually natural. So, building on what we've just spoken about, there's actually something really fascinating behind this connection to Earth, and it's called the Schumann Resonance. And this is often referred to as the Earth's natural frequency. And it sits around 7.83 hertz. Now, we don't need to go really deep into that science. You can do your own research on that. But what's really interesting is this frequency is very similar to the frequency that our brain resonates in when we are calm, relaxed, and when we're regulated. Did you know that? So when we are connected to the earth, we are naturally aligned with that rhythm. And that's why when we are in nature, we often feel calmer and we feel more grounded and we have more ease in the body. But when we are being disconnected from that, we can start to feel really overstimulated and stressed and out of sync and not quite ourselves. It's not that something is wrong, it's that we've moved away from where we were designed to be in. And in today's world, guys, with constant stimulation, the technology, and very little grounding, um, we need support. We need to come back into alignment in a world that pulls us away from it. So does that make sense? That feeling that you are more in tune when you're in nature? Feel free to pop something in the comment and interact. So your body isn't separate from Earth, guys. It's designed to move in rhythm with it. So if we take a step back for a moment and look at how we live today, we are more disconnected than ever before. As I said, from nature, from natural rhythms, and even our own bodies sometimes, because we just don't connect in. And instead, we're surrounded by constant stimulation. It's things happening all the time. We are, surrounded by a lot of stress, different energies, artificial environment, and a super fast pace of living. I don't know if you can feel that, but I definitely can feel that. And the body is trying to keep up with all of that, but the body isn't designed for constant overload, guys. We are not designed to live that way. It's actually designed for rhythm, for balance, and for cycles of activation and recovery. So when we become out of tune, then we just don't feel very good, do we? So we feel out of sync, overwhelmed, and very dysregulated. This is where many of the things we talked about earlier showing up. We get so tired, we have a lot of fatigue, a lot of tension in the muscles. We sleep poorly and we just feel really off. So the question becomes, how do we support the body in the modern world? So this isn't always the world that isn't always supporting us. And this is where frequency-based tools, they start to make sense, but not in the way where we replace it for nature, but as a support in a world where we don't always have access to what's natural anymore. If you live in the city, you may not have access to nature really close by. If you work, 8, 10 hours a day, and you go straight home, you never get these access to that nature. So the frequency tools then, what are they designed to do? Well, they're designed to help the body reconnect, to restore the balance in the body and support natural regulation. So it's actually not forcing the body to do anything. They're simply there to support the body to do what it already knows how to do. So instead of waiting until something feels wrong, you're actually supporting the system. So you're being proactive, and I'm all for health promotion. That's been what I worked in my whole life and what I'm very, very passionate about. It's promoting health. It's promoting health, guys. And even small support done consistently, it can create massive shifts, over time. So it's not about replacing anything. It's about adding another layer of support. So to help your body come back into balance in a world that often pulls it out. So can you see how that could be really helpful in today's lifestyle? Let me know in the comments. So you may have heard of something called PEMF. It stands for Pulse Electromagnetic Field. So in simple terms, these are very gentle, low-level electromagnetic pulses that interact with the body at a cellular level. So what's really important to understand is that your body already runs on electrical signals. So PEMF isn't introducing something foreign, it's actually supporting something your body is already using. So what PEMF does, it helps with cellular communication, like we were talking about. Everything is the cells communicate. The big one is circulation support, oxygenation throughout the body. So what happens when we oxygenate the body? It equals health, doesn't it? It gives us an overall balance within the body. So when the body communicates better, basically everything functions better. So what people notice is they feel more relaxed, improved sleep, reduced tension, more energy. I've definitely noticed that, and faster recovery. That's a big one. And I would say the most important is that your nervous system starts to calm down. And again, this isn't about forcing the body. It's not about overriding anything. It's about supporting the body so it can do what it's already designed to do. So who here has heard of PEMF before, or maybe even tried it? Some of you might have tried it. Let me know what you think about PEMF and how it's worked for you. That could be really interesting to hear people's comments. I know there will be lots of people watching here on social media, so share your experience. Now, I want to talk a little bit about terahertz too. Without going too deep into science, but terahertz refers to a specific frequency range. It sits between microwave and infrared on the electromagnetic spectrum. But what's important for us to understand, it's not the complexity, it's what it actually supports. Sometimes we can get stuck with all that complexity and want to understand everything. But let's keep it simple. What is actually terahertz associated with? Well, what it's associated with is very much supporting flow in the body, supporting movement, supporting circulation, and also supporting energetic balance. And when I say flow, I mean how things move through the body. So what I talk about then, it's the blood, it's the lymph, it's energy. And that's when we often start to feel, I was going to say when everything flows, it's basically, it circulates freely. And this is what the terahertz help with. But when the flow is restricted, we start to feel really heavy, tightness, lack of energy, stagnation in the body. But when the flow improves, people often describe it as, I feel really lighter. I feel more open. I feel more energized. I feel more balanced. So where PEMF is more about supporting communication, terahertz is more about supporting movement and flow. And the beautiful thing is when you combine the both, because you're supporting both communication systems. So does that make sense, or does that feel completely new to you? You can let me know in the comments. And this is where things start to become really tangible, because it's one thing to understand the concept, but what people actually experience is what really matters. What I've seen is, and what people have reported after using the frequency is things like, a really deep sense of relaxation, better quality sleep, more energy, more consistent energy, less physical tension in the body, feeling more calm and more grounded. But the biggest shift is it is really in the nervous system, because when the nervous system settles, everything else starts to flow. So what happens then is the body starts to move out of the constant fight and flight and the stress response, and the tension holding patterns, and into the state of rest, repair, and regulation. So it's got everything to do with the nervous system. When the nervous system settles, as it says here, everything else starts to follow. Because now the body can recover, it can restore balance and function in the way it was designed to function. What I personally really love is not just what people say, is that people don't just say, I feel better. They say things like, I feel really lighter. I feel like myself again. I feel calmer. I feel like a new woman. These are the things that people start to say. And that's when you know that something really deeper is happening. So has anyone else experienced that before, where the whole body starts to feel calmer? So let's talk a little bit about, fascia, um, because I find fascia, let's see, I'm going to go back to here actually. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about fascia, because it's not just something that supports the body physically. The fascia is actually living, it's a responsive system that adapts over time to how we move, how we sit, and how we experience stress. I said how we experience stress. And what can happen is the body starts to develop patterns, and the areas become lighter, or they become tighter. They become restricted, or but they become lighter. Um, it might just become that, the patterns, or you don't move as freely as you should. And those patterns doesn't just affect how the body feels, it affects the body's function and how it communicates. So, for example, when I work doing the body work with fascia, I'm not just trying to loosen up the muscles. I'm actually working on restoring movement, improving flow, and release those areas that have been holding tension for a very long time. And when we combine that work with then frequency, we're not just creating change physically, we're supporting the whole system uh, to reorganize and to settle at the same time. And that's when those shifts can really occur, deeper and more complete. So has anyone ever felt the release in the body when something just softens or lets go? Have you ever felt that? Um, the fascia doesn't just hold the body, it actually holds a whole story of how the body has adapted, depending on obviously what we've gone through in life, eh? Uh, so what I do is I'm bringing together multiple layers to support the body as a whole. The body work, physically working with the body is amazing to release tension that runs throughout the body, entire body. As you know, when you go and have treatments, you can feel it where you're holding on stress and even, as I said, the emotional imprints. So when you're bringing the frequencies, you help supporting that communication, the flow, and regulating the whole system. So this is where you can really start to get big shifts structurally, energetically, and systematically. And for me, it really makes sense because it's not just physical, it's not just energetic, it's everything working together in a very, very powerful way. So can you see how all this works really powerfully together, all these things, body work, fascia, frequency? So it's not just about one tool, it's about really an integrated approach, I suppose, that creates a real shift. But we have these amazing tools. These are frequency-based wellness devices. I use them, I love them. They are so easy. And what they do is they actually combine PEMF, the pulse electromagnetic field, and terahertz technology. So they're supporting your body, as I said before, communication in the body through the PEMF and the flow in the body through the terahertz. I want to say these are not medical devices. They're not here to, we can't say they cure anything, and they're not here to replace your body, but they are incredible tools. Tools that support the body's natural communication, circulation and flow, as I said, relaxation of the nervous system, and an overall balance within the body. And what I really love about these is that they're really simple to use, because you can use them at home. You can use them consistently. You can use them to support your body daily. Not just when you have an appointment, when you go and see a practitioner like myself, you have it at home and you do it consistently. Now, you know that we are electrical beings and we need that support. So instead of only reacting when something feels off, you actually are health promoting, you are supporting your body, you are proactively, and for me, you're working and supporting your body. And for me, as a body worker, this has been such a powerful addition, because I'm not just working on the physical body, I'm supporting the whole system on a really deep level at the same time. And not just that, I need them myself. I use them daily. Actually, I sat on mine just before this presentation because I wanted to feel really zen and really, energized and feel really good. So I sat on my P90 Plus, which is the bigger one on the right side, and that comes with 2 attachments. And but there's one on the left that's a little bit smaller, but just as good. It just doesn't have the extra attachments. So can you see how having something like this at home could really support your well-being, even in between whatever you're doing? If you go and see a practitioner, you might go and have a massage. Some people go to practitioners and get sort of tuned in and do. And can you see how this could work really, really well in combination with that? So it's not about replacing anything you're already doing at all. It's really about enhancing how your body responds. You can support your body daily, not just in appointments. I really believe that this is where wellness is going. For a long time, we've been in a model where we try to fix things, fix symptoms, we fix problems, we fix what feels wrong, and often we only take action when something really have gone too far. Would you agree with that? I was actually seeing 4 clients today, elderly people, and I can tell you that all of them are very frustrated with their practitioners, medical practitioners, because they go there and, like, all 4 of them said today, all I get is just pills. And I asked them if I could have help with this and that, and they just don't do that. So I feel a sense of frustration with people. So we only take action when something really gone too far. But what about if we flip that completely? What about we do something before it actually goes wrong? So we can support the body, every single day. So we can support the nervous system. We can support the body's communication, the circulation and the flow, and the overall balance, because the body is incredibly intelligent. It already knows how to regulate. It already knows how to repair, and it already knows how to rebalance when it's given the right environment, guys. And I've experienced that in the last few days when I was doing the course, because it's just been an amazing few days I had, combining what, the fascia work, the nervous system, and the frequencies. So when we're given the right environment, so the future of wellness is not about doing more, it's about supporting better, supporting the body. And that can look like how we move, how we think, how we rest, how we connect to nature, and yes, how we support the body with, tools like I showed you, those P90 and P90 plus. It's about becoming more aware. I'm always talking about awareness. It's about becoming more connected. It's about becoming more proactive with our own well-being, because, no one else is going to take care of you. We have to take care of ourselves, because when we support this body, instead of consistently trying to fix it, everything starts to shift, because we're helping it to do what it's already designed to do. So guys, can I ask you, does that feel like a different way of looking at health to you? So you don't need to be broken, guys, to start supporting your body. I hear that sometimes, but I've got no issue. Well, it's not about that. Why wait until something is really wrong? Usually it ends up costing so much more money. I've been there myself, absolutely, and it's cost a lot of money. So I have, a little while ago, well, not that long ago, I actually put this out that you can win one of these P90s. And some of you that are here listening in may have entered the draw. I said when I get up to 150 people entering, or in May, I'll be drawing a winner. So this is a great gift. But you also receive a free membership to what I'm setting up. It's the Wellness Warriors Collective, which is going to contain, a whole lot more in there. More info will come on that, but you definitely want to be part of that. So you go into the draw. Now, if you're watching this, make sure you put something in the comments on Facebook, and I will pop the link to you so you can enter. And I also want to say, when you enter, there is a series of emails coming out. It's for you to learn, to become more aware what you're actually looking at, how much you want this, or maybe you have someone you really care about that, you'd really would love for them to win this. Why don't you just enter their name into it? Because I'd really love for this to go to someone that actually really, really wants it and needs it for so many reasons. And in the email today, I actually asked, what would this do for you if you won this? So make sure you check that out. And if any of my team members here, have gotten or referred people to go into the draw, I do ask them who invited them, and they respond to me. They've been incredibly good, and thanking you guys also for referring them to this draw. So that is so good. So I'm so looking forward to giving this away to someone really deserving. So if something resonated with you today, if you're curious, if you got that little pull, that little shiver in the body where you feel a little bit, um, curious about what this is about, um, then I want you to come and try it for yourself. There are people here that you can connect in with me, and if you're not where I am, I will make sure that I send you to people that you can try this out for yourself, so you feel what it is, how it feels in your body. You explore it. And there's absolutely no pressure. This is definitely not about convincing you. It's about giving you the space to really feel into it and decide what's right for you. And we'll be here to guide you and support you and answer any questions if you're curious about it. But um, because obviously most of all your experience, we're interested in how you feel about it. That's what really matters most. And as I said, consistency is obviously what matters a lot. So, stay curious. I want you to leave you with this. Um, you don't have to understand everything tonight. You don't need to have all the answers, but just stay curious, because this space of frequency, of energy, of supporting the body in a different way, it is growing and it is evolving and it is extremely powerful, and you don't have to rush into anything. Just stay open, stay aware, and most of all, as I always say, really listen to your body. So I want to thank you for being here with me tonight. And I want to say sometimes the biggest shift begins with curiosity, and that's how it always is with me. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I can see you now. When I had the screen, I can't see you. So let's just open up. I think we can open up here for you guys that want to say something, want to share something. Please feel free to unmute yourself. Can we do that and say hi? Is that all right with you guys? Are you happy to do that? Because I think that would be really cool. Okay.
Hi, hi everyone. Thank you for that presentation. You've taken your time and given us some good information and done some beautiful slides. So, and your opportunity there to as a giveaway is that's pretty amazing. So I'm very impressed. I've had my devices for about a month now and am enjoying. For me, I didn't purchase one per se because I had any particular issue, but I think my favourite saying about it is that it's put a bit of pep in my step. And um, so I bought the P95 Plus, enjoyed it so much that I have also got the shaken in the household and the eye massager. And there's two of us that like the shaken in this household, so I bought a second one because if I go away, I don't want to leave mine behind.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm enjoying my devices, and that how you're talking about it's just not a one-stop shop. It is part of the holistic situation, and it encourages you to think about what you're eating and what you're doing, and it's just another layer of self-nurture, which is what I really love for me.
yeah. Yeah, it's so true. Hey, it's taking that time to me time. I call it me time. I say 2026 is the ultimate self-care year for me. It's when I invest massively in me. I don't know about you guys, but um, if, like we always say, health is wealth, hey? Because the thing is, when we don't have it or something happens, and I'm sure everyone here has been in that place, all we want is to stay or feel better, hey? Uh,
Mm.
Isn't that so true? And it's a funny thing, this concept, like, I mean, sometimes I find that there's two kind of people. There's people that, yeah, hop onto everything that's going to be promoting their health, and there's other people that sit there and wait until, they really broke, then they got to have, they're the fixed people. So where do you guys see yourself there? Are you on the health promoting, or are you on the fixing side? What about you, Barbara?
Um, I I'm definitely I'm a semi-retired osteopath, so I'm all about fixing, and I'm always looking for something that my the people that still come to me are looking for that is in home, and that's really important. Um, but I do believe, I mean, I only received my P90 plus on Thursday, and I was really keen to get started on it simply for me because I've always had sleep issues. I would sleep for 2 hours, wake up for three-quarters of an hour, sleep for another 2 hours, wake up for another three-quarters of an hour. And I've tried all kinds of things, but nothing ever sorted that. By 4:30 in the morning, I was awake, and that was the end of it. I was awake, and so I just thought, well, if this machine can do something with that, then I'm a lot more interested. So when I got it home, um, uh, besides a couple of little issues that it didn't have the Australian plug and all of that sort of stuff. We can complain about all kinds of different things. But anyway, I got it going. And on Thursday night, I went to bed at 10:15, and I woke up at 5:20
Wow, that's a long stretch.
without waking up. First time in I don't know how long.
Wow. Are you a new woman after that? Because when that happens, when I sleep like that, I just feel completely different.
Well, it changed a lot. And then I continued to use it every night. I put my feet on it twice a day, morning and night. Um, and last night, I thought I'm not going to use it. I'm going to see if this is just a fluke, or
Okay.
or is it as good as they say it is? Well, I actually slept through until 7:05 this morning. Freaked myself out because I just thought, okay, I'm still getting that now. It's regulated something even in such a short time. But I teach chair Pilates, and I'm always up really early to get cracking. And when I got up at after 7, I thought, holy moly's, this is unheard of for me.
Wow.
So if that can do that for a lot of perimenopausal women,
Yeah.
people with insomnia, just that alone,
Mm.
that's pretty impressive. And I have no idea. I really, really don't know how it works. Um, and it's very soothing to put your feet on anyway.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm I'm very keen to see what more it can do.
It's amazing. Yeah. I feel that myself, that there's been different shifts the longer I use it. So you definitely, if you're in tune and with your body, which no doubt you are, um, pay attention, you know, to what unfolds. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else here want to share? What about you, Tina?
Why did I know that was coming? Can you
I-
guys hear me?
yeah.
Okay. I've had my P90 for about 2 or 3 months now, and I just received the P90 Plus a week ago, and I love it. I'm obsessed. I'm totally geeked out about it. Um, I think I was like 39 and experiencing dizzy spells. And I'm like, this is not normal. And then I obviously hit 40 and I'm like, no, this is not meant to be the case. And I started getting like arthritis. So I've always had a lot of inflammation and I'm like, oh, just body's run down. But it's just been an ongoing thing and that inflammation's built up more and more throughout the years. And it got to the point where my health was actually quite concerning. And ever since I've had the P90, it has been just, I don't even have words to describe right now. It's been really amazing. So I use the handheld massager all over my hands. I started getting arthritis in my fingers and it started to feel a lot better. Like it got to the point where like I'd be using my keyboard and it would hurt. But ever since like I've been using it for the last week, had full function. I was freaking out because I thought maybe I couldn't start picking things up and going to the gym anymore, but I think that's fully recovered. Last night I had my partner use it on my neck and you don't realize how much the EMS actually works because he was pressing against my neck and I could feel like, oh my God, my neck's about to get pulled out of place or something. I was about to like, I don't know, I couldn't turn left and every time I did it was feeling a bit nervy and like I'm pretty sensitive with my body and I can normally tell something's about to go wrong. And he started using it and he pressed it a little bit further and my muscle started to like convulse a little bit. Um, and it was so trippy because I thought he was tapping on the actual handheld massager and it wasn't. It was just like that was actually my muscles working. A couple
Yeah.
of minutes later, I was able to turn my head again. It's amazing. So words cannot describe. Just love it.
It's amazing, actually. It just reminded me that I'm going to sit down again on it and I'm going to use the claw because today I've seen 4 clients. So I do a lot of body work. Tomorrow I've got 4, Thursday I've got 4. And yeah, I haven't done the claw too much, but I'm going to really run through the hands a lot. And sometimes I do. Guys, I sometimes put my hands on it, but it is extremely strong because it just heats up so much. But for a few minutes, I do it now and then. So I might just do, 3 minutes with my hands on it. So you put the P90 up on a table or bench and you just put the hands and just be very, very careful when you do it. But yeah, I'm going to do that for a few minutes and then I use the claw. And the claw is, yeah, you don't have to dig in or anything with it because remember, it's got the frequencies there in the
And it
claw.
vibrates. It
Yeah,
vibrates.
yeah. So it's very, very powerful. Yeah.
It
Catherine,
would be, sorry, it would be really good if it did come with a few more ideas or what to do, how to do it, when to do it. What we get in the P90 Plus, I don't know what else anybody else gets, but it did take me a while to actually work out what I can do with it and when I can do with it, and nothing. I mean, thank goodness you've got these sites that we can go to. If you're not site savvy or techo savvy, I think it would leave you a bit short on
wow.
information.
You've just given me ideas, Barb. I'm laughing here. I'm literally smiling because I can see myself. How do you use the claw? These are the different ways because I'm very innovative myself. Some people are not. Like we don't really know. So like I can certainly make a video and we can all have input in it. Do you know what I mean? Because I actually
Would be
saw.
so, it seriously would be so good, especially when you're overwhelmed, when it turns up and you can't plug it in because it hasn't got an Australian plug. So you've got to find one.
But Barb, there's an adapter in the box. Did you not get an adapter?
Yes, I did, but it didn't work.
Well, it's very hard to push.
Absolutely, it
adapter in.
is, but it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely stoked with what's possible with it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
However, I just think when you first get it and you can't wait to plug it in and then you realize that you've got this adapter thing that doesn't fit in and then doesn't go into your Australian PowerPoint. That's sad in itself. But even I thought, and now maybe this is the right place or the wrong place to voice this.
Probably don't take up that right now, but we can talk
Yeah.
about all those little things later. Let's share
Yeah,
the
good.
experience instead,
Thank you.
because
Yeah.
all those things, we look at solutions. I think we have to be solution orientated. So give suggestions, give suggestions. I mean, you know me, I don't mind making videos. I did it with a face thing. And I think a lot of people do like watching just real people using it. I
Yeah.
mean, me also as a practitioner, I can tell you I could show you how I would use the claw too, because to me it's a tool, but I kind of use it. I guide my hand next to, I have to show you how I do it, but I can do that with tools because I'm so used to using my hands. So, yeah, I can bring that into, so practitioners also, how can you work it, on another person? Maybe we
Can
have.
I just quickly ask though, can you use the claw? You call it a claw, it looks like a claw. Can you use that while your feet are on the machine?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah? Yeah, okay, good.
And I do that with a face as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll be
With
doing that, don't worry.
I actually watched someone had put a YouTube video on, and remember YouTube, there's heaps. I try to make YouTube videos and instructional, as much as I can with the time allowing. But I watched someone actually doing a demo on their Frost Age Beauty, and she did it on a lady where she did it on one part of the face and left the other. And I tell you what, wow, incredible what it does. Like it is phenomenal. I mean, I love it. I'm actually going to go, and when I sit out there, I'm going to do the claw and I'm going to do the face, and then I'll hop in the shower because remember it's 2026. It's the ultimate self-care year. So maybe we can all be like, we got to set aside a little bit of time to do things like that. But yeah, it's really powerful. And do you know what I actually did? I used the Frost Age Beauty. I actually worked a little bit on the bottom of my foot, and it actually was really, really nice. I thought, oh, I'd give it a go. Must be working there too. So, you know. Anyway, Catherine, you wanted to share something?
Yes, I tried to get in a few times there and then I realized I was on mute. Um, I wanted to, well, I do have a testimony already. I've only had it for 3 days, and myself and my girlfriend have used it. And I had some fasciitis, like some problems with my Achilles,
Yeah.
and it was sore to go up and down stairs and things. But I've noticed today's day 3, and it's not sore to touch anymore. And I'd had it for over 1 month, more than a month, because I've been going to see a chiropractor continually and also getting laser. And I certainly have a lot of help because he does muscle testing. I do as well, energy work over the past 22 years. And anyway, that's a very positive start. And then my girlfriend said she's had 2 good nights sleep, very noticeable. And also the pain levels were less. But
Yeah.
one of my other friends says that she has done it. And then after the 6th treatment, she went into a lot of pain bodies. So I'm trying to go a little slower. I'm only starting off on 4, then I went to 5, and now I'm at 6. But what I do notice is a lovely warm feeling up my legs. And it's gone from one leg to the other leg to both legs, and it seems to be creeping its way up. It's almost like it's healing me from the feet up. Has anybody else had that experience?
Yeah, absolutely.
You have.
Yeah.
Interesting. I really would like to know about the claw. Are you supposed to use it for 20 minutes while you're on the foot thing?
Well,
Do you use it?
if you ask me, I'm not rigid like that where I say, look, it's got to be 20 minutes, it's got to be this and that. If you use it for 3, 5 minutes, better than nothing, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why? Who makes the rules that it's got to be 20 minutes? That's what I would ask you. Do you know
Well,
what I mean?
the
It's
question more is about some people it can be a bit much for people when they're starting out. I think it depends on how well they are. or how sick they might be, because I know one person that had quite a big shock after she used it 6 times in a row at 20 minutes. And I was thinking maybe go a bit easier, maybe start out slow and build. That's all I'm asking.
Absolutely. The nervous system, like myself, I will not ever go over 5.
Okay.
I usually use it at 1 to 3 most of the time because that works
Okay.
for me. But hence, like also remember I've had 2 major ankle reconstructions and broken bones in one of my ankle and a few other issues. So, and my feet are actually very kind of petite. There's no, like they are not, they're long, but they're very skinny. So I kind of think someone that maybe is a little bit more solid, um, you know, it might be a
Yeah.
little different. I mean, we can't compare bodies. It's not a competition. Yeah, a lot of people go, like, I can get it up to 20. Like, who cares? It's about tuning into our own body. And that's what I always say, and if we disregard that, we kind of, our intuition will answer anyway. Anyone that's here will probably understand that. You ask yourself, you'll get the answer. Will that be too much for me? And if the quick as, the answer is no, very quick, then probably, yeah, that's going to be too much. Let's do 3 because we know. Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
that's good to know. Yes, that's right. Thank
Mm,
you. Yeah. Good testimony, Barb, about the sleep. That was exciting.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Mm. Anyone here that want to share something? Anyone here that want to, before we disappear? Some people disappear when I ask them to share. You don't have to share. It's been great to have you here. I know there will be people watching it after, and hopefully I can upload it also to, things, places like YouTube, and so people can keep watching and learning. But I can honestly say that the experience I've had in this deeper fascial work that I've worked in the last few days, and I've worked as a therapist for a very, very long time, the deep work that I learned, and the holds and how we work with the fascia is, I tell you what, it's next level. These guys that was trained by, if they're here, Melbourne Muscular Therapies, incredible guys. They've got a big team of people there, and they have people flying in from different places and celebrities, and because it works. And it's reminded me, and I know this myself, when we are stressed and hold, it's all to do the fascial system in the body, and it's got to do with the nervous system. So if we can calm that, we can enter a state of healing very, very quickly. So it's and the frequencies then on top of that is such a powerful tool. Like I feel literally like, we've got something so incredibly powerful here. And um, you know, I hope that any of your friends or people around you that, or anyone around, would obviously benefit from using it consistently. Um, so I feel very blessed to have come across it, to be honest. As I always say, there's many tools there. It's not about looking for one thing that's going to do it all, because I think that's a bit of a different approach. If we think this is the only thing and this is going to fix everything, well, we might, if you got that belief, mind is powerful, maybe it will. But I also am a very big advocate for movement, because we got to move our body in different directions. It's a big one. We're going to connect in with our bodies. A lot of people these days are extremely dysregulated and disconnected because we never stop and actually go, what am I feeling? How does it feel when I breathe? And do we breathe deeply? You know, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, breath work, if you, every time you wake up in the morning, you can spend 1 minute, 2 minutes of just staying in bed and doing deep breathing, even just that will have such a massive effect, because that deep diaphragmatic breaths that works on the diaphragm that holds a lot of stress. If we really, really expand through there, just that alone will also have a massive impact. So yeah, we've got different tools, but the frequency is obviously the thing that the world is moving towards, which is quite ironic because it's the first kind of thing that has, the frequency is everything. But we're coming back, we're going back to that's where the healing really is, which is incredibly exciting. As music and sound, that's frequency. It's very healing. There's a lot of that happening now where we listen to different tunes, the solfeggio tunes that are so very healing, not the chaotic music that can be chaotic for the cells, but listen to the real, like Beethoven and, the real frequencies, the bells that they took away, that was very healing, all that stuff that you probably know about. All right, I've been holding you up for a long time. I hope you enjoyed, anyone that was watching enjoyed it. A little bit of my take on, the body and frequencies. I hope you enjoy that. And of course, anyone that have people watching this, go back to the person that shared it with you so they can help you if you want to learn more about these things. And yeah, so thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon again, and make sure you enter that draw, everyone, because as I said, we soon got enough people to draw it, so that will be good. And if people really want me to draw another one, who knows? Maybe I'll decide to do another one.
Great
Maybe
effort, Karen.
Maybe we'll keep it all going. But get your people that have entered the draw to check out the emails, and even yourself, you can enter because I know you anyway. You won't go in the draw if you already got it, but you can check out what I actually send out to people so you've got a bit of an idea. It's about I think for me, it's about making people aware and getting them to learn more and to be more accountable, more proactive with their own health. So that's the way I work with the emails, and it's all about empowering ourselves, isn't it? Because in the end, no one's going to do it for us. We have to do it ourselves. So thank you very much. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
next time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.